Okay, guys. We have made it to episode 5. I think it's episode 5 of the podcast, guys. We've been doing it strong for 5 weeks. I'm proud of myself.
You should be. Great job.
I'm trying to keep making it through. But I have a special guest. I just want y'all to know. I really love this lady. Okay. When I tell you I love her. She's the epitome of support. Okay. So if you can introduce yourself, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, you got me all choked up a little bit. That was very sweet. But my name is Aisha Andrea. I am an actress, host, and comedian right here in Macon, Middle Georgia. You know, trying to do my thing, as they say, and get my thing done.
Yeah, me too. So we're both on the same wave.
Right.
So I totally forgot that you were a comedian. Yeah. But I did remember, of course, the actress part. But so we're gonna focus more on the actress part today, but we'll sprinkle in everything else that she do because as we know, she does a lot of things.
Yes.
So we're gonna start with what made you decide to go into acting?
It's something I wanted to do since I was little.
Okay.
I always enjoyed movies and TV shows. I enjoyed watching shows like Saturday Night Live. And when In Living Color came out, I was like, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? Getting to see them do different I was like, yeah, I gotta do that. But I never really had the gumption or the support to pursue it when I was little. But it's something I've always wanted to do.
It's always that way.
Yeah.
Once you want to do something, you have your mind put on it. You don't never have the support that you really want. So I totally understand that.
Yeah.
We're doing a podcast, okay? We ain't got that much support, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right. You have to. I mean, if it's something you want to do, you just gotta say bump it and do it.
For sure. Yep. Okay, so how did you get your first role in acting?
My first role came from a very dear friend, Miss Keita Christian. She and I were on the parent committee when I lived on the east side. Our children were attending Appling Middle School. And, you know, we used to work together, planning events and stuff and just talking. And she had sent me an inbox and said, there's a play coming out and you're going to go audition. I don't want to hear nothing about it. You're going to go. And I'm just like, man, I ain't never been to no audition. And I did go. It was for Still Magnolias. It was put on by Thelron Pless and Towering the Art Success. Like, he's really amazing with what he does. And I ended up getting a role in that play. So, yeah, like 7 years ago. That's
7 years.
7 years ago. That's when I got started.
That's crazy. So how do you feel about that experience, that first experience?
Man, I was so scared. Oh my goodness, because these people have been in there, you know, one lady, she's been acting for many decades. And when I tell you she is good in the theater, that woman is amazing in the theater. But I was really, really nervous at first. But then I was like, yo, I'm actually getting to play one of them characters. I was sitting back on TV, you know what I'm saying? Me and my mom used to love to watch that movie. So it was an amazing learning experience. I learned so much about building a character. And it's not just reading the lines or reading them in a different way. Like, you got to bring this character to life. So it was a beautiful experience. I would work with him again anytime because he was really, really deep, really broke it down and really put us in the mindset to, okay, who's this character? I don't even know. I've never seen the movie. I've never heard of the play. So you, who is she? How she walk? How does she talk? You know, it was everything like that.
So it's breaking down their character to be a little bit of everything.
Oh man, he used to send us home with homework. Like, it wasn't just getting on stage, you know what I'm saying, and remembering lines. Like, we had a notebook. We had to work in that notebook. Before we started rehearsing, we would go over the stuff in the notebook. If he didn't like it, he'd tell us, nah, don't worry about it. You go sit over there and get that right.
Wow.
I need to know who this person is.
Yeah.
So he definitely, from that experience, instilled in me, yeah, you gotta build these characters. You have to create them, bring them to life.
Okay. Okay, so explain to the people and me also, how do you prepare for a role?
I get the role, I read the script. And then, I ask my director questions. Well, is there a particular way she moves? Is it a particular way she sounds? And once they give me that part, then I start building that character. Like my friends get tired of me because when I go around them, that's how I act. I act like I'm that person because it's more comfortable. And I always want it to be relatable. So if it's something serious, I'll put myself in a serious place, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be that. So that way, when it's time for me to give you that character, I've already gotten to know her. I've already built her. So, you know what I'm saying? She's there. It goes real deep. Like, outside of just memorizing the lines, it's really, really like creating different people. And for me, that's cool. Cause I got a lot of people,
Yeah.
I can do that.
This I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but it's fine. It'll come back to me in a second. But what would you say is your greatest strengths and weaknesses in the acting?
My greatest strength is I'm gonna give you who you're looking for. I'm going to bring that person to life. I'm going to really create a person. I'm going to give you however you wrote it, how you see it, I'm gonna bring it to life. I would say my weakness, I play a lot. I'm silly. And sometimes, even if I have a serious role or a serious character, sometimes it's hard for me to not just be silly.
Right.
So yeah, I need to work on that a lot. Just with being a little bit more focused and in that character, because I'm gonna find a joke somewhere and I'm gonna tell it and we gonna laugh for a second.
But the crazy thing is sometimes you have to find that because it becomes so I don't want to say too heavy.
Yeah.
And people relate to that, but also they don't want it to always be heavy.
Yeah.
Like you got to find some type of humor, some type of something to keep you carrying it on.
Mm-hmm.
Because being heavy, it just makes everything worse, honestly. So I understand that.
Yes.
And I've seen that. So I've experienced it. So yeah. What are your short-term goals for acting, and what would you say are your long-term? So maybe 5-10 years from now, what would you expect your career to be?
5 to 10 years from now, I'm definitely gonna be on your TV. Like, I'm gonna be on a recurring series. You know how we used to watch the soap operas back in the day, and our grandmamas and our aunties had the people they liked and didn't like. Like, I'm gonna be one of them people in your life. You gonna know me. You gonna be like, ooh, I did not like her, but you gonna tune in to see what I do next.
Yep.
Or I'm gonna be one of your favorites. Like, man, I know she about to go off. Did y'all see what happened last week?
I definitely think it's gonna be the favorite.
Yes. So that's long term. Short term right now is I'm learning. Even though I'm doing a lot of things, I am in such a beautiful learning space. I'm getting so many different opportunities to learn in front of the camera, behind the camera, what it takes to put a play together, a movie together, being able to help in different aspects and not just being on stage. Man, that's amazing. So short term is definitely to take all of this knowledge and stop playing and go ahead on and do what I said I was going to do. Like, I've written scripts. I've been writing scripts since I was little, but learning how to put them together and make them make sense now, definitely at least being able to do like a 10-minute, 20-minute show, because I feel like I need to.
Yeah.
Just for that experience. So learning right now and then being your favorite in a few years. Mm-hmm.
So would you say that you always want to be in the front of the camera, or you want to work on some other things?
No, I don't mind not being in front of the camera. I don't mind not being in the main role. I don't mind not being, seen. Being behind the scenes takes so much work to make what y'all see in front of the camera look good. And I like being back there because, like I said, again, it's learning. It's learning how to move. It's learning how to operate. And with doing that, it makes me better when I'm in front. Because I got a real deep understanding of what got to go on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I love it so much. However, I can be a part of it and make a good difference, make a good change, make a positive impact. That's where I'll be.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Because that makes so much sense. And it's not just in that industry. It's anywhere. Sometimes you have to know the back end of stuff in order to understand why you got to do it this way or why you have to implement certain things, because it's not always easy when they have to go and correct something that you did wrong, or when you have to do 10 takes because this ain't right.
Right.
So it makes sense. And that's, like I said, it's not just in an acting industry, it's in any industry, because you have to understand what's going on. Yeah. It's not just your role that you have to worry about. Like, it's so many things that work together to make it great.
Yep.
So I understand that.
Yes, indeed.
What has been your favorite role so far in your career?
On stage, of course, it's Jody. I love Jody, man. Stephen Little gave me Jody, and I was so excited for her. She did her thing. Yeah. Jody don't play. Yeah.
At all. For sure. I just seen, I'm like, play. This is crazy.
Yeah. So, we did a play called Hidden Truths at the Grand about 4 years ago. And Jody, you know, like, she wasn't no main character, but Jody was bad. You feel me? Like, my introduction to the show was coming up out of the audience, bussing, and then having to run from the box seats at the Grand all the way up to the stage, you know, to let him know, like, nah, I still got your back. I was sitting right here watching him the whole time. But she was just so, because I had just really, that was probably my third stage play that I did. And, you know, she wasn't funny. You know, she was serious, and I was like, yes, I want to do that. You know? So for theater, Jody. For film, I would have to say Detective Holmes and Trust Issues.
I haven't seen that one.
You got to watch that. That's a Macon grown, girl. Yes. Tap into it.
I know.
But I like her because, again, you wouldn't expect it. I played a cop, but, you know, I fell in love with a street guy, and ultimately, love won. Yeah.
Lord. We're not even going to mention about that.
Yeah, that's a whole different show.
For sure. For sure. That's a whole different episode, whole different.
That's a series.
Yeah. No, seriously.
That's a series.
Y'all think y'all looking at this. It's so many other, like, ideas that I have for the podcast. So y'all
I can't wait to see it, because you cut a fool. You was cutting a fool on your YouTube channel. You know, like, you got real personal like that. And I like that, though, because it was just you. It wasn't like, I really don't care. Like, you didn't have a preset of, oh, this is what I want. You was just you doing your thing. So I want to see that.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Being me ain't always great, promise you.
I know.
You know, I love the fact that I can show different aspects, because not everybody is real. And show the real. They want to show the glamour and all the different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it's not always good. So showing that and presenting to people how you react to different situations, tell people how to accept you. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't accept you for this because they think, oh, well, you're not approachable, or you're not nice, or you're not, you know, and not to know the hidden of why or what, even though it's not always good to be that way, but sometimes it's hitting things that people are working on. Yeah. And you will never know if you don't, you know, tap into those things.
Yeah, if you're not your authentic self.
Exactly.
I mean, if everything's always good, you don't know how to relate to somebody that's going through something.
Exactly.
So, and it's just not that way. I know it's not that way with me.
For sure. And definitely not that way with me. So
right.
We've been there. So what do you think can make a role challenging?
For me, sometimes it's a connection with another person. You know, like you said before, it's not just your role. And sometimes, especially on stage, especially in the theater, we only have us to present a story. We don't have any special effects. We don't have any cutaways or takes. So when y'all are in that theater and y'all are sitting in them seats, we have to make you believe what we are telling you, this story that we are telling you. And sometimes it's challenging because, like, where you may be real energetic about trying to, like, let's do it this way, and you know what's going on in the story, you got to have that chemistry. That's another reason why rehearsal is like so important. But it's just really making you believe something that's not there. That can be difficult. I still be nervous every time I'm on stage.
Really?
I'm nervous before every show.
I would never get that from you.
Yep.
Because you are a strong people person.
I am nervous before every stage, and I get nervous after when people come talk to me. Yeah. Yeah, that's why sometimes I'll be quiet. And if you notice, I really don't have a lot of after pictures with people. And it's not because I don't want to, but I still be nervous. Some people be coming like, you did a great job. I just be like, oh my God, thank you. Like, for real. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right.
I'm that way too, though. So I can see that.
Yeah. But it's just the, like, in movies, we have a lot of crutches in movies. You know, we have editing, we got stuff we can add, but on that stage, it's difficult. Like, I really want you to feel like you're a part of the story that we're telling.
Keep people engaged.
Keep them engaged and make them forget that they're sitting in a theater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That definitely enhances the experience for me. I would say for me, and if I'm looking at something, I need to be able to know that I can be in the experience and that experience can change something for me.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people can portray that all the time. So I definitely know that's a hard thing to convey to your audience. Even with just filming. Yeah. Not a lot of people get what you're saying or understand what you're saying just because of how you said it or how it's conveyed to them. Right. So I get that. I deal with it too. Just with doing YouTube is a whole different thing. So I get it. And the editing does help. The editing does help. But when you have to edit something in that you haven't recorded, it's hard. Yeah. So then it's like a different take, or you got to record something else. So it makes sense. I get that. It definitely makes sense. I feel like I'm an actor a little bit. Yeah, you are in a sense. I'm not. I don't think I could ever.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay, have you ever been out in public, right? And somebody asked you like, "What's your name?" and you didn't want to give them your name. You gave them a fake name. No.
I just tell them I don't have a name.
Then you acting. You acting uninterested. I don't have a name.
Like they be like,
you acting special.
I don't have a name.
See, that's acting.
Yeah.
You know?
But to do it on a large scale, I don't think I could ever do it.
Man, I love it. Like, it's dope. And now people are starting to like recognize my characters and stuff. I'm like, oh, y'all was feeling that. Okay. Yeah.
It puts something in.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever do it. I leave that to the experts, people like you. I just can't. Remembering lines is a whole different thing.
It is.
Like, how do you do that?
Okay. If my directors are watching, my producers, I love y'all. So it's hard for me too. Simply because my brain moves so much. Like, I really am a person with ADHD bad. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, for me, it's repetition. It's over and over and over. And I know if I have a lot of lines, I'm not going to sit down and learn all them lines at one time. Right. I'm not. It's just not going to happen. I have to break it down and get them lines. And once I get that part and I know I'm good, then I can get the next part. Then I just kind of put them together, because just sitting down, even sometimes reading the script, I might not read the whole thing. Like, I'll go from page 1 to 20, and then I'll do 20 to 40, and then I'll do 40 to 80 or 40 to 60. You know what I'm saying? And I just have to break it down.
So you take it in sections?
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Do you know someone that you've worked with that can do it all at once?
Lanita plus King, that heifer, you can give her 1,000-page script, and the next day she gonna come to you and know your part and everybody else's part. Like, her brain is so, like, she soaks it in. And it's other people that I work with, like, they get their script, you know what I'm saying, and they have their lines so fast, and I'm like, how? You know,
how you do that?
But I had to learn too. I'm not gonna learn like everybody else. It's just like when we in school. I'm not gonna learn like everybody else. And I just, for me, I can't And I probably need to not say that because I do want to grow, but it takes me, I have to break it down.
Everybody retains differently.
Yeah, I got to break it down.
And sometimes that does not change. You can't change that sometimes. It's just a process.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably the same way. I can't take everything all at once. I have to like decipher which one is going to be easiest at first and then work my way into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learning stuff all at once is definitely mind blowing for me.
It is.
Would you identify any actor in your industry as a role model?
Heck yes, I have a few. But like from early childhood, Felicia Rashad, man, that woman is so cold to me when it comes to acting. Like for years, I really believed, that was Claire Huxtable. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me that she was just a regular person.
Right.
People like Angela Bassett, I get so, and you can't tell me like, nah, that's man, no, that's not her. That's Tina Turner, man. Like, you know
Facts.
what I mean? Having like they just, and they're so eloquent, and they're so just, they're gonna take you there emotionally, visually, they're gonna take you there. Whatever they're feeling, like when Claire used to be going off on the kids, I used to be sitting there like, I didn't even say nothing.
That wasn't
Yes,
even
ma'am.
me.
Like, yes, ma'am. I'll go, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, it's other people like Jamie Foxx. Man, he's an amazing actor, like with what he does and how he portrays it. And he's a comedian, but in his different roles, like you just feel like, dang, that's Ray Charles, or
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like they really, really give you these people, these characters that become like, I don't even want to call you Jamie Foxx when I see you. I don't know who I'm gonna call you, but you're not Jamie Foxx. You're not Felicia Rashad. Like if I meet her, I'm be like, hey, Mrs. Huxtable.
Exactly.
Because that's who she is to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You always stick them to a role.
yeah.
I do that too. Because it's a lot of actors, I don't know their names, but I'm be like,
the character
exactly.
they played.
I'd be like, yeah, that's, yep, he played in that, she played in that. So I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of actors' names. Like, if you try to give me their real name, I'm like, I don't know. No, this is him.
Right. You give me the story and you give me what they played, and I'm like, oh yeah, you talking
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know who that is.
Right. Same.
I don't know his real name. I don't know her real name, but she played in that for sure. So yeah, I definitely get that. I always associate people with roles too, so I get that. What techniques do you use to make your character development more believable?
Well, like I said, they become a part of my everyday.
Yeah. Okay.
They become a part of my everyday. So if they have an accent, I'm gonna talk in that accent. If they had like seriously, because I want it to be believable. I want it to be authentic. So it's almost like creating another person that is going with me. And from the very first play that I did, I do ask questions like, oh, well, how would she walk? You know what I'm saying? How would she talk in this situation? How does she move? So it's literally just from the ground up and seeing them and whatever, like I said, how my directors want to see them come to life, how the producers, directors, the writers want to see that. Like, yeah, but I saw her doing it this way. Okay, let me try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So tweak it to your everyday life, but also get insight on what they are looking for.
Yeah. Well, it's a part of my everyday life. So that way, and that's just everything with the lines, how they're going to be on stage. And then, getting input from them. Okay, so no, don't do it that way. Now do it this way. And just doing it every day to the point where it's just like, that's me doing it.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you try to expand your acting knowledge and ability?
I'm always studying. Like I watch movies differently, and I feel like I've always watched them differently. I've always been big on, because it's not just with words. It's your face, it's your expressions, your reactions, right? Because it can be me just sitting down and I'm reacting to you without saying anything. So studying that, and YouTube is so dope nowadays. You know, I didn't get a chance to go to a school for acting. I'm not a trained professional. I'm learning on the job. Every time I get a job, I'm learning something new. But YouTube is great, you know, because you can go to different websites and they show you skits. They show, you know, like, okay, well, this is to make yourself angry. You put yourself in this position. So it's a lot of self-studying. You know, I'm reading books, writing, taking notes. You know, I have a whole actress journal that I keep. And in that journal, it's pretty much every character I played, notes. Like I said, I'll sit down, watch movies, and I try to find a character that's similar to what I'm playing. You know, like I said, I study them. I see how they moving in that scene and what's going on. And I take notes and then you know what I mean? I try to bring it to life that way.
Okay.
I'm on the job learning all the time.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's good to separate, but sometimes it's also good to bring it together. Because sometimes separating it just cause a hindrance in something.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, it causes a hindrance. So, like you said, bringing it into your everyday life can enhance the way that you feel about the character, how you portray the character to your audience.
Yep.
And like you said, what they're looking for.
Yep.
Them being able to really.
We've got action downtown on Poplar.
For sure. It seems like every time we are filming, this actually happens.
Really?
Yes. We got a police. We got I'm like.
You know, it's a lot going on right now.
Literally. Always a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Anyway.
Talking about the actors, the character, and building and keeping it, how I said I keep it a part of my everyday to build the character.
Right. Okay. Keep it at that.
Gotcha.
We went through that. What would you say is the best part of your work? I know it's actually doing the job, but what would you say is your best part?
It's the reaction. It really is. You know what I'm saying? When we up there telling a story, or, you know, somebody is watching a movie that you done and like they getting into it and, you know, they talking to the screen. Now that's what I love. Like when we went to the Trust Issues premiere, like to hear people hollering like, Jizzle, yo, she a cop. Man, dog. Oh. And then at the end, like, oh. It's the reaction from people because I know I done made you believe something that you wasn't even thinking about.
Exactly.
I made you see something that you wasn't even thinking about. And that's what's really good about theater, because we get those reactions in real time.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes we be on stage and we have to hold it together because people really get, no, she didn't. Oh, no, she didn't. You know, like in Church Retreat, there's a part where I get slapped. And these older women, when we were... like they were so into it. I know he didn't just hit her. I know you be like, ma'am, we gon' just shh.
It's okay. It's okay.
But that is that's my favorite. It's the reactions.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love that. What do you do to stand out against your, I wouldn't say competition, but your competition?
I genuinely have a passion for what I do. Like some people want to act because they want to get that fat check. Some people want to act because they just want to be famous. They want everybody to see them. But I genuinely love what I do. I don't care if I have one role, one line, or if I have 100 lines. I'm gonna make you remember me. Right. I'm gonna do something in that time that I have your attention to make you go, well, dang, all right now, okay. It's just a genuine passion for it. It's something that I really, really enjoy doing. I could do it all day, every day. So I think that's what sets me apart. And then, of course, my voice too, my deep voice. Like I've tried to have the... It don't work. It doesn't. So you know what I'm saying? You gonna know, dang, that girl with the deep voice. She played that part though. You know what I mean? So even though I'm playing characters, even though, you know, I'm portraying different people, it's still Ish. Ish is still in there. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like that sets me apart.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Because not everybody can carry themselves with a deep voice.
Right.
Like, carry themselves like, it's hard to explain, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And this did, like, I've always had, my voice has always been deep and raspy. That's why, like, when TLC came out, T-Boz, Tony Braxton, I was like, oh, their voices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, especially as a woman, you know, you got to have that. Yeah, I can't even do it, y'all. I be trying. I try, but
don't try.
Yeah, you're going to get this deep and raspy.
Yeah, it's not
make it work.
authentic if you try. No.
Yep.
My voice has been fairly deep too, so I've definitely always dealt with that.
Yeah.
And they always associate you with manly, and it's like that has nothing to do with manly.
Right.
It's just
that's the tone of my voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's weird, but yeah, I definitely understand that. I think we can connect in a few things in the areas of not just acting, but just personal.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that. We talked about the difficulties of acting. Did we talk about that?
No, not yet.
What do you think is some of the difficulties in acting?
See, and I've done a lot of shows, you know, right here in Macon, but I feel like you always got people that want to say something, you know, oh, I wouldn't have cast that person in that, or I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. But I feel like that's being an actress, you are presenting yourself and people are looking at you and deciding whether or not you look like you can play the role that they're asking, or whether or not you look like you could be what they need. And sometimes it's not even about the talent. Sometimes people will just look at you, had a different look, had a different idea of the look I wanted, might call you back. You know what I mean? And, you know, and that's fine. I'm not going to be the ideal candidate for every role, but that's definitely difficult because you literally have to put your face out there, you know, for auditions, for whatever. The first thing they going off of is your look,
appearance. Yep.
It's not. They're not going off your talent first, because you don't go in playing a video. You don't go in. You know, you can have a resume, but that's just on words.
Exactly.
It's your image. It's how you look. It's what you look like. And if they had a bad day today, or if they got bullied by somebody that looked like me when they was in third grade, I'm not getting that role. I'm not getting that job.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the most difficult part. Okay.
So you said you done a lot of plays here, which I already know that.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that you want to expand to?
Man, I'm trying to expand everywhere. Like but this is home, you know, and I've been blessed. I've been on stage consistently now for like 3-4 years. You know, when COVID came, it shut us down, but as soon as they lifted it, we were right back on stage. So, and I've built so many strong connections, you know, but I'm definitely gonna begin to branch out. You know, I got to leave the nest, as they say, because I am comfortable. I feel like I could work with anybody in Macon doing a show, but I need to get that experience of going to other places and auditioning and working with people I don't know. So that's definitely already in the works. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it here first. I just want y'all to know it's in the works.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait to see it because I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's just, you just rub me with so much positivity, and I'm just like, I can't be positive right now, but she make you want to be positive. Like, even in like I'm in not a great place right now, but I just feel like I've encountered so many people within these last 5 weeks that make me want to continue to do this, even though I'm not getting support from any of my friends, as we already know, and support from even family.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but it's just,
when it's something that you have, like, I'm learning. When it's something that keeps tugging on you, you keep like, I want to do that. I'm gonna try that. There's a reason for it. It's a reason for it. So you have to keep Because we'll ignore it all day long. Oh, I ain't going to do that. Ain't nobody going to watch it. Ain't nobody going to listen to it. Huh?
For sure.
Did that. Was doing that all last year. Didn't nobody want. But you still have to keep doing it. Because it's going to keep bothering you. And it's, you know, I mean, like, why do I keep thinking about doing this show, doing this podcast? The people I want to listen to it, that might not be who needs to hear it. That might not be who needs to tune into it. But you just got to be consistent. Keep putting it out there. Keep doing it. Because it's a reason you want to keep doing it. Because none of us are going to do nothing we don't want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I don't want to do it, I don't care how many people say it. But it's a reason you keep starting, or you keep trying to, well, maybe I'll try it this way. Okay, nope. I'm going to do it this way. There's a reason for that. So you got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely been tough. I've been trying to do this for maybe 3 years. It's been a thought for 3 years. I ain't gonna say I tried because I haven't implemented anything, but I've been thinking about doing it for 3 years now, and it was just like, I don't want to do it for this reason, or I can't do it for this reason, or I don't have these different supplies. And I think it was just 1 week, I was just like, I'm just go ahead and do it. I reached out to several different people here in Macon, and it was like, oh, okay, that's a dope idea. I'll do it. And now here we are.
Right.
So that was definitely a push for me, because of course some of these people I do not know. Not personally, at least. But I see them on social media a lot, and I know some of the things that they indulge in, I should say.
Right.
Because I don't know a lot of these people's lives. They have a lot of like I said, I forgot she was a comedian. I knew it, but I forgot.
Yeah.
And they wear so many different hats. Like, as you can see from the past 5 weeks, all these people don't just do one thing.
Right.
Like, they literally have several different hats. And like, me just touching on one of them is fine. But they have so many different things for people to experience and for people to know them for.
Yeah.
Like, it's and I'm just over here trying to do a podcast. That's it.
Yeah, but it's not just it, because it's still, you are giving people a platform, you know, even if it is focusing on that one of 7 things that they do. They might reach somebody gonna hear it on your podcast that didn't know them. So now that's a connection that's been made.
Yeah.
So yeah, you keep doing that. Connecting people.
I'm doing it.
Like a light socket out here.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I know you enjoy acting, of course.
Yes.
But is there something else that you would enjoy doing?
I want to really do, y'all see me and hear me, I really want to do like In Living Color type sketch. You know what I'm saying? Talking about serious issues and still making them funny, and being able to be these different people. Like, I really, really want to do that. Like, I used to do it with my teddy bears, right? Because I'm an only child. So, you know, I'd be chilling in my room, and I would make Teddy Ruxpin somebody. Big Bird would be somebody. You know what I'm saying? My Barbies, that was a whole different clique. But I used to do all of their voices. So to me, it was different people. And we used to have shows. Like, I really want to do that. And it's so much talent in Macon that we can make that happen. That needs to happen.
For sure.
Like, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That would be super dope.
Yeah.
Like, Living Color has so many different avenues of knowledge. Like, so many experiences that people had that you didn't realize it was an experience in the moment.
Yeah.
Because it was comedy. But you look back at it as an adult, like, younger, we was watching, it was like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
But looking back at it now as an adult, it's like they have real world problems.
Like,
and you didn't really, like, exactly. Yeah. And it's stuff that you relate to now because you're an adult and you have to deal with these certain issues or situations. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Living Color was super dope.
Yeah, man. Like, and I know there's Saturday Night Live, you know, and even for us as teens, you know what I'm saying? We had all that, all that same type of sketch, you know what I'm saying? Comedy, talking about issues, talking about different things. So it's always been around. Of course, there's nothing new under the sun, but I just feel like we need to do that. That needs to be a thing.
I agree.
And of course, my comedy. I definitely I said, okay, I'm going to focus on my comedy. I'm not going to do any plays. I'm not going to do any shows. That didn't happen. But comedy is different. I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a supporting cast. And I had done a couple of stand-ups, which went great, hilariously funny, I was told. But those are people that know me.
Exactly.
But we ended up going out of town, and it was a comedy bar, and they had an open comedy night. And I just was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go up here, and I'm gonna tell these jokes. And to have strangers laughing, to have people of different races laughing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, maybe this is something I need to be paying attention to, as well as my acting. So I definitely want to get a little bit more serious and focused with my stand-up. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to record a stand-up album. That's one of my ultimate goals. Like Red Fox and Richard Pryor used to do. Yeah.
That would be
And I want it pressed on vinyl too. I don't know if they still pressing vinyl, but that's what I want.
I don't know either.
We're going to ask some of our music friends. Some of our music friends. Yeah, y'all know. Y'all just let us know.
Exactly. Just comment in the video or something.
Yeah, are they still pressing records?
That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing that. So I'm pretty sure somebody probably still doing it.
Okay.
It may not be around here.
Probably.
It's going to be somebody.
But I bet you somebody around here knows somebody that can get you to that person.
For sure. It's always connections.
Everywhere.
It's always connections.
Yes.
You be like, how you know this person in California? Don't worry about how I know him.
Right.
Just know I know him.
Just call that number like I told you and you'll be good.
Like literally.
Yeah.
These folks be having connections.
Indeed.
For days.
Yes.
Oh, this is an interesting question. Okay. So if someone was going to make a story about your life, who would you want to play you?
Okay, I battled with that, y'all. Cause I was just like, oh my goodness, I ain't never really, but then I thought about it. It would be so dope just because of her energy, like Tiana Taylor. Mm-hmm. What? Cause she's funny too. And she got that deep voice, funny. But she can also, you know what I'm saying, take you through some emotions and some experiences. And just with things that I've been through in my life, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like she could bring it to life.
That's an interesting, I didn't even think about her.
Who'd you think about? Girl, because I was asking people.
I didn't have a specific, but I was like, I didn't think, I would think somebody younger.
Yeah.
Because you give off young energy.
I'm 41.
Exactly. But you give off 25. Like, you give off 25.
Yeah. And I was even looking at some of the young actresses. But yeah, that would be cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. But I did say, like, I want a behind the scenes special. I just want my friends to get together, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And be like, well, before she was on Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. I used to hang out with her all the time.
Right. That was me.
Just telling all my business. Right, telling all my business.
Like,
I just think it'll be funny. I'm like, girl,
calm down, relax.
Yeah. I feel like that'll be funny.
I get that. Okay. So we're coming down to the wire.
Okay.
And my last two questions are, what advice would you give to a young person that's an up and coming actor or want to be in that industry?
Be willing to learn. You have to be willing to be taught something, because even, like you said, I'm an expert. I don't feel like I'm an expert yet. I still feel like I'm here, and I'm, I'm climbing up the ladder. I'm still learning and growing, because it's so much that I don't know, and it's so much more that I want to be able to do with my acting. So the first thing I would say is be willing to learn. You have to be able also to be taught. Like, you got to listen. If they're saying, I don't want you to do it this way, try it this way. Listen to what they're saying and be able to try. you know, we can't always get it, but be willing to try to work at getting what they're saying and freaking go for it. Don't let nobody tell you you shouldn't be. Don't let nobody tell you not to. Like if it's something that keeps coming up inside of you saying, oh, I want to do this, or I wonder about this. Do it, learn about it. You know what I mean? Study it. If you're able to go to school for it, that's great. But you know, everything don't happen in school.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Get out here and get in some of these, you know, start at your church. Mm-hmm. If they having a church play or a play, you know, like we have at home, get to it and be willing to work. Like be willing to work. Like I said, people think it's just you get your lines, you study them, and then you go do them. Be willing to build that character. Be willing to study. Be willing to take the time to create these people and present your best self. And let go and have fun. Like, because people be so, I'm going to read this scripture. If you don't drop your shoulders, take a deep breath, and just go ahead and, you know what I mean? Act. Mm-hmm. Like, if you too cool to act, don't do it though. I'm for real. If you too cool to get a little silly or to get a little angry or to show some emotion, don't do it. Because that we need to have that. We need to get back to people being able to pull that emotion, mm-hmm. so that way when we're watching them, it's like, oh my God, why do I feel like I want to cry right now? Exactly. I'm so into this story. I want to cry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's just like, oh, okay, that was a cool movie. But where's the emotion? Exactly. Like really put your emotion into it so that way when people are coming to see you perform, they're giving you emotion back. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That just made me think of, it's a lot of roles where you don't want to experience that because you may have been through that. So it's something that you shut a door on. But it's a lot of stories where when you pull that emotion out, you get people's real raw reaction.
Yes.
Like you get exactly what you want people to feel.
Yeah.
In that experience. I've been to a couple movies where that has been, I'm like, dang, you tugging on my heart real
right.
quick. Like,
but that's what it's for.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's why we have these shows. It's not just for the effects, you know, and stuff blowing up. It's to pull that emotion out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I know that's real life for me, like watching stuff or even having to play characters of situations that I've been in. And it's a couple times I've been like, you know what? It's too close. Nah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, let's go through this. Let's go through this process. And then it's like, wow, okay, I done really connected with this character. You know what I mean? And then somebody else, man, I went through that. And to see you handle it that way, or, you know, just to know that that's an option, it gives you a different outlook. So yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
emotional,
healing and therapeutic for people.
Very.
Because sometimes you don't know how to deal with that in your personal life, but sometimes it helps you in your personal life.
Yes.
Because you get ideas of things that you didn't think about before.
Yes.
And it's like, oh,
like, okay,
I can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get this reaction. Let's work on this in personal. Yeah, not just in the film, but in personal.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So, last question that's not really a question, but is there anything? I know it is. I know it is.
Yes.
But I want you to tell the people what you're working on and the latest things that's coming out.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep it short. I have on April the 8th, stage play The One. We're getting ready to drop the movie, Hidden Truths, the movie. Mm-hmm. Listen, that movie right there, ooh-wee, y'all, yeah. Loyalty Over Blood, I'm actually working production on that movie. So I'm behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, learning about screen treatments, script treatments, getting everything organized before we film, you know, pre-production, and I love it. I'm always thankful to Lock Dog and Santrell and Billy Howard, because when I tell you they give me chances and opportunities, like if I tell them I want to do something, they pretty much be like, all right, look, you said you was going for I'm like, y'all for real? Okay, I can do it. Let me go home and Google how to do it.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? we're still running Church Retreat. That's coming back this year. That's another stage play. And then I have some auditions that I've been in. Like I said, I had to leave Macon a little bit. I did just get a call back in Alabama. And I also will be in Alabama doing a 15-minute stand-up comedy show.
Look at that.
Yeah, like they was like, we want you to come back, you know? And so I will actually have the exact date for that because I got so much going on. And then some other stuff that is happening, but you know, you got to wait for the green light to start talking about it. You don't want to prematurely discuss it. But it's 3 other movies that I'm a part of. 2 in front of the camera and 1 as like really getting my thing on back behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm loving it.
I can see. That's a lot. Okay. So y'all keep y'all dates. Okay. Because she clearly
I got
coming out
stuff
with a whole
dropping
bunch
in
of
April,
stuff.
May, June, you know, and then other dates to be announced.
Look, 3 months right there. Look, see,
I'm telling y'all.
I gotta tune in too. I can't even be talking to y'all and I'm not tuning in, but I'm tuning in too. Yes. Okay. And just give them your socials and how they can connect with you in any way.
If you're not connected with me already, I'm on Facebook, Aisha, Andrea, all them A's. Yeah, don't judge me. We know what they say, but it's AISHA ANDREA. Instagram is Aisha120 Beauty, and it's the same for TikTok and Snapchat, I think. Yeah, but they're all the same. Aisha120 Beauty. Jesus. God, that guy wasn't letting me get right just then. But yeah, just, you know, you can send me a friend request on Facebook, jump in my messages, like especially if it's about business. Like if you have a question and you working, well, you know, how would you go about this? Please inbox me, because each one teach one, and it may be something that you know that I don't. So I'm always down to work with people. Like this city is so full of talent and creativity. Like,
for sure,
I'm willing to work with anybody that's trying to work for real. Now, if you jump in my inbox on some crazy stuff, you will meet Dre real quick, and that's a whole different show.
You heard it. Okay, don't go playing.
Don't come in there playing, because you're gonna get escorted out real quickly, quick.
So yeah, this wraps up episode 5 of the podcast.
That's dope,
guys. It's been a long journey, and we still got a lot more to go. But I really appreciate you being on the podcast.
Man, thank you for having me. You're so amazing.
No, you're amazing.
You've been doing your thing.
I'm not doing that, but you know, you out here working.
Now she don't even tell y'all all the stuff she be doing, like with makeup, and you know, she has experience behind the scenes and like doing a whole theatrical cast, makeup, and running around like she's the bomb.com.
Definitely have done that.
Yeah. She don't talk about everything she do either, so I'm proud of you. Keep going.
I haven't thought of those things, but yeah. But yeah, I do appreciate you, and y'all make sure y'all tune in for all the dates that she told you about, because they'll definitely be in the description. I'll leave all her links in the description as well. And you just connect with her. If you have some knowledge or have some questions, you can always ask her in the comments if you would like to. She'll read the comments of the video. And yeah, is there anything else you would like to say?
Summer is coming up. Let's have fun. Let's create fun stuff, and let's leave the bull crap where it's at. Let's just push into positive and do more. We got too much talent to be wasting it.
That's for sure.
Like,
and then on that note, we're going to close the video. We'll see you in the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.